is how we do it. This is how we do it.
What is going on, guys? This is Done with Gaming in Progress, and today we're going to be talking about Star Trek Online. Now, Star Trek Online is a free-to-play MMO that I have sunk a lot of time into. Before we get into the main topic, I just want to bring up how much time I've sunken into this game. I've easily sunken over 1,000 hours into this game. Since it came out 6 years ago, and it's really hard to believe that it came out 6 years ago because, it's come a far way, it's come so far, and it doesn't really, it's just grown bigger and bigger, and they've added more content and all these ships and stuff like that. But let's get into this announcement story video that basically what we're gonna be talking about today. So basically, Star Trek Online, Perfect World Entertainment has finally decided to do something that they have never done before, or at least not with this, and it's something that players have been asking for a long time, and that is they're going to be bringing Star Trek Online to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 for the very first time. Now, this isn't the first time that Perfect World Entertainment has brought in one of their PC MMOs to console. They've done it in the past with Neverwinter, which you can play on Xbox One, and you can also they've also done it with Blacklight Retribution, which I believe is available on both Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I know for sure it's on PlayStation 4. I'm not sure if it's on Xbox One because I haven't played it. I've never looked to see if it was, but I played it on PlayStation 4 quite a bit, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, we're gonna go through this article here, put out by Perfect World or by Cryptic Studios themselves, and I'm gonna bring up points and stuff like that. So let's get into the bulk of this here. Star Trek Online is well into its 6th year and showing no signs of stopping. Over our storied history, we've seen a new faction, 2 level cap increases, and more episodes than any 5 seasons of any Star Trek series. The new faction is actually the Romulan faction, because when the game first started, you had the United Federation of Planets, and then you had the Klingon Defense Force, or the KDF. Now you have the new Romulan Republic, which is basically after Romulus was destroyed, the Romulans split into 2 factions, the old Romulan Republic and basically the new one. The new one being a more peaceful one, while the old one still being being mean and militaristic, and basically still comprised of the Tal Shiar and stuff like that, the old structure. The creation of over 100,000 player-generated missions and celebrity voice work from every era of Star Trek. With all those accomplishments, there is still another frontier yet to explore, and that, my friends, is a console space. Now, getting back to the 100,000 player-generated missions, that is in reference to the Foundry, which is it exists within Star Trek Online, and basically it gives you, I think, pretty much all the assets of the game itself, so where you can create these missions and have them at different planets and stuff. And people have created a lot of awesome content in the Foundry over the years. I actually have a friend named Star Trek Online friend named Savak, who actually took the Odyssey Bridge, which is one of the interior bridges for the game, and made a more interactive version of the Odyssey Bridge than what's currently available to players. You can simulate weapons fire, you can simulate the ship being attacked and having hull damage and stuff like that, warp core breaches, all sorts of stuff. And they put a lot of time and effort into it, and really shows in the final product of it. And stuff like that is really awesome. And what's even more awesome than the stuff itself is the fact that it was made by regular players. It wasn't made by a team of programmers or anything like that. It was just made by the players. So get back in here before I start rambling too much. This fall, Star Trek Online will be launching simultaneously on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 consoles. So we don't get a release date just yet, but we know it's going to be sometime this fall. Our goal is to deliver the same high-quality Star Trek experience to players on these consoles with some additional upgrades to make the transition to the console space a smooth and natural experience. Our first major task was to convert a PC game that takes nearly an entire keyboard to play into a game that plays well with a 12-button controller. When they say the entire keyboard to play, or almost the entire keyboard, they're not lying, because you have all your weapons, you have all your bridge officer abilities, your buffs, your everything really. So there's a lot of mapping on the keyboard to use, and transitioning to that to a controller is obviously going to be difficult and time consuming. We focused on getting the controls right before we began work in earnest on this project, because we knew the game had to be tactical, fun, and accessible as the PC game that preceded it. A combination of radical menus and streamlining some of the HUD elements created a game that is easily understood, instantly accessible, and incredibly fun to play. Now I wonder here, if the streamlined HUD and stuff like that, and the controller options will be brought over to PC, because with as easy as it is to plug in a PlayStation or Xbox controller to your PC nowadays, you can basically plug in either or and play games on PC with a controller, or even the Steam controller, really, if you like that, which I didn't care for. So I'm curious to know if they will add these options to the PC game. I'm hoping they will. I would imagine they would. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. But let's continue here. Next up, we invested heavily in our engine, and added several modern lighting technologies that significantly improve the visual quality of the game. Now the game, don't get me wrong, the game looks good, especially for a 6-year-old game that's had all the stuff put into it and continuously built upon. But with these new lighting changes that they made, that they have in slider here, it looks even better. Like, it looks like it's gonna look a lot better on PC, and it's gonna look really good on consoles as well. Deferred lighting, light probes, and improvements to our high dynamic range lighting system combine to provide more realistic lighting that feels like a true refresher to the game. These technologies and the skilled artists that bring them to bear create an experience that is not only more immersive, but simply put, more beautiful. To the community that has been with us for over half a decade, I want you to know that these lighting improvements will be coming to the PC version of the game later this year as well. So again, not any time frame as when those will be added, but it's probably still being determined. They're probably still continuously working on the stuff and fine tweaking it and stuff. So I imagine it'll probably be put on the triple test server first, and then it'll make the full transition into the game, like a lot of stuff has over the years. Alongside the lighting system, we decided the entire UI needed not only a complete graphical overhaul, but to have its entire backend rewritten. The goal here was to create a UI that was incredibly streamlined on the backend to ensure the best game performance possible, while also creating a brand new experience purposely built for the controller. We're really proud to see how this looks and how well it performs, and I'm excited for everyone to see it in action. Again, I imagine all these implementations and stuff that they're working on are going to be in the PC version as well. So it'll be interesting to see how it changes yet again, because this game has gone through several changes over the years, always for the better in my opinion, and it's great to see that this game is still growing. In addition to all of these exciting changes, we've also made some improvements to episodic flow and player progression that will really improve the experience for everyone. As a lifelong console player, I couldn't be more excited to bring Star Trek Online onto the consoles. Keep your hailing frequencies open for regular vlogs, giving you deeper insight into all of these features I've mentioned and much, much more. Stefan Ricosa, executive producer, Star Trek Online. So basically, the game is finally coming to consoles. So for all those long-time Star Trek Online players, you finally don't have to worry about all those is this game coming to console threads that have been in the forums throughout the years. A couple which I had even opened myself over the years. Once back in the PS3 and Xbox 360 days, and then once back when I think it was back when Blacklight Retribution came to the PS4, and so I opened one then, and more people saying no, it's never gonna happen. Well, guys, it's happening. It's happening, and there's nothing really you can do about it. Couple things though, and I'm hoping we'll get clarification on this as well. I'm curious to know how the server structure is going to work. Is it going to be like some games where the servers are separate, or is it going to be where the servers are cross-platform, basically? Like how ideally I think they should do it is this: they should have it to where the servers are cross-platform, and you have an account. You have your Perfect World or your Cryptic World. Your Perfect World Entertainment account, which used to be Cryptic Studios. Basically, that account should be, you sign into that account whether you're on your PC, your PlayStation 4, or your Xbox One, and then you have your characters right there ready to go. If you're a new player, obviously you have to create new characters, but if you're an existing player who's been around for half a decade, you still have your characters ready to go. And that way you can play with your friends on console, you can play with your friends on PC, and not have to worry about starting over. Because that is the biggest thing that annoys me about some of these games, like DC Universe Online. The reason I never transitioned from console DC Universe Online to PC DC Universe Online was the fact that you couldn't bring your character over. You'd have to start all over again, and I didn't want to do that. And the same thing with War Thunder. It's like, War Thunder I had fun playing on console, and then I want to play it on PC, but I gotta start all over again. No, I'm not doing that. I put time and effort into it, and I'm not gonna just start from scratch. No. So hopefully Star Trek Online won't be like that. They'll make it to where your account is your account and your characters are with you wherever you go, whatever platform you're playing on. That'd be really great in my opinion. So there's not really much else to say about this. I'm super excited for this, simply for the fact that, again, I've been playing Star Trek Online pretty much the entire 6 years that it's been around. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up things here before I start rambling too much about the game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up button. If you guys did not enjoy this video, give it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comment section below why you didn't enjoy it. If you guys plan on getting this game, or if you're a longtime player of this game, let me know what you think about this announcement. Is this going to turn you off of Star Trek Online, or are you somebody who's looked at the game before, hasn't tried it before, and is going to try it now? Let me know those types of things in the comments. I always love reading people's comments and stuff like that. That being said, if you guys happen to be new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, this has been Devin with Gaming in Progress, and I will see you guys in the next video.